Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's bad? Commander Claw.
Welcome back. I am your host, Commander Claw. This is the video called Brews series, where I bring new cards and old cards and bring them to light so you can brew new ideas or just hate on the idea. I don't care which way you think about it. If you do like it, make sure you hit the like button. And today's commander is Zedruu the Greathearted, continued previously from a previous video. So you already know this video will be about saltier cards to add to your deck. Yes, if you already know what Zedruu the Greathearted does, go ahead and skip to the slide where it says add more salt. Otherwise, I'm going to read what he does. All right. You know he's just Sky Colors. Add an additional one. 4 mana total. He's a 2/4 Minotaur Monk. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of permanents you own that your opponents control. Tap Jeskai Colors. Target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. This is at instant speed, so you can do this at the end of another player's turn. So when your turn comes around on your upkeep, you get to draw X cards and gain X life for how many permanents you own that opponents control. Yeah. Whether it's one, two, or three things, it adds up. That's 3 cards, 4 cards. I'm mentioning cards a lot, drawing cards a lot, because I got a card in here that's going to seem confusing, but you're going to like it after you remind yourself this commander is drawing a lot of cards. Moving on. Welcome to the segment Add More Salt. I'm bringing saltier, nastier cards that you can add to your Zedruu deck to make your opponents grimace. Hate the fact that you play this commander and he just sits up there with his little Minotaur stick, teasing them that they'll never win this match. And then you're in just guy colors. You're just torturing them with the Minotaur stick, thanks to Zedruu. Anyway, moving on to the first saltiest card. Aggressive Mining. For 4 mana, 3 colors, a red enchantment, it reads: you can't play lands. Sack a land, draw 2 cards. Activate this ability only once each turn. So you are giving this enchantment away to another opponent. So imagine your opponents can't play lands. That destroys landfall effects because they got to play lands to trigger the effect. Now, if they have an effect that says put a land into play, that's different. But generally, like, they can't play a myriad landscape because you got to put the myriad landscape into play, then tap 2 mana to search for the other lands. So anyway, it hurts even more because they got to sack a land to draw 2 cards. Why would they want to do that? Like, okay, yeah, they want to do that, but if they don't have an answer like a destroy enchantment early on, when you give them this enchantment, they are in trouble. They are only working with what they got in their hand and on the battlefield at that time. You are mana restricting them. This is an ugly card to give to another opponent. They're going to hate you. Just know you can use Zedruu's ability and give that to another player at instant speed. So you can literally pass this around. You're only limited to the amount of mana that you have. Don't forget that. That's what makes Zedruu powerful. Just giving away stuff at whenever he wants. Whenever he wants. His little stick. Whenever he wants. Just this is a torturous card. All right, next card we have is High Noon. Woo! From the Thunders of Outlaw Junction. I love that set. I love saying that set name. Thunders of Outlaw Junction. Anyway, High Noon is a 2 CMC enchantment, 1 white, and a colorless. It says each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. Tap 5. Red and 4 colors. Sacrifice High Noon. It gains 5 damage to any target. It deals 5 damage to any target. So, generically speaking, yeah, it limits the players 1 spell per turn, right? But this is a free spell that you can just give away to trigger Zedruu's ability, gaining a life and drawing cards here. Gaining a life and drawing cards. And you get to use the ability by tapping 5 mana to deal 5 damage to any target, whether that's a player near the end of their life or a creature that hit the battlefield, and you're like, you know what? You don't get to play with that. Kill on sight. The next card I have here is just it's bringing more pain. It's bringing more pain. Red is known for chaos, so with Zedruu, you can just bring more chaos, right? Um, it gets uglier because you remember Zedruu can exchange permanents at instant speed. So anyway, let me read the card for you. Grip of Chaos is a I think it's a 4 mana enchantment. Whenever a spell 6 mana enchantment, excuse me, 4 colors, 2 red. Whenever a spell or ability is put onto the stack, reselect this target at random if it has a single target. So if a opponent is trying to target Zedruu, you get to change that target if it's like a Sword of Plowshare or some kind of destroy effect. If they're targeting an enchantment that says destroy target enchantment, you get to randomly reselect a target there, player. Yeah, yeah. You can literally cause chaos and just deflect. It's literally a deflect on an enchantment that could possibly hit your target, but you know it makes players have a wasted feel that wasted effort. Like they're just gambling. They're just gambling. They don't like to gamble. Swords of Plowshare is a confident card that players play. And if you have this on the battlefield, the confidence of that card just goes out the window. They know that it may not hit their target. That's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. Look at cards that it takes away. Go for the throat. Destroy target non-artifact creature. Well, I guess it might target something else. There's a lot of non-artifact creatures out there. Uh, creature fodder. You know those tokens that are creatures, not artifacts. Like this crazy. Swords to Plowshare. Exile target creature. It might be a commander that you want to get rid of. Whoop, guess it's something else. It gets even more powerful with Liquid Metal Torque. I like this card because of Hirobi, right? You can target a creature, whatever. But use this as an example. You tap it, target non-land permanent becomes an artifact in addition to its other types instead. You get to change the target. You get to change a target that's on an ability. On an ability. This is an ability that's on a mana rock. You get to change that target. That's crazy. It gets better if somebody has a Kenrith the Return King out. Look at his list of targeted abilities. His second one, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. You can change that up. Target player gains 5 life. It could be you that gains 5 life. Target player draws a card. It could be you drawing a card. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under its own control. It could be a different creature card from a different creature graveyard. Grip of Chaos is just chaotic, and it's a political card, man. Y'all can see the fun here. Okay, so politics as usual. You know what I'm gonna say. It's my favorite Jay-Z song, Politics as Usual, off the Reasonable Doubt album. I say this because you guys should add more political cards in your deck. It's gonna change the tempo, the pace of games played. It can work in your favor or it can work in somebody else's favor. It can create teams. It's politics, baby. You gotta play the game. EDH is a great way to do that. So the first card we have is Shared Fate. You're not going to like it when I first read it. Okay, so I'm going to read it on this small view first. Then I'm going to highlight it and make it bigger. Because I want you to remember Zedruu draws cards and gains life when it's on the battlefield and when an opponent has another card that you own. Okay. Shared Fate for 5 mana, 4 colors and a blue. Enchantment. If a player would draw a card, that player removes the top card of an opponent's library from the game face down instead. Each player may look at and play cards he or she removed from the game with Shared Fate as though they were in his or her hand. So I want you to imagine you got Zedruu on the battlefield, and opponent's got 2 of your permanents that you own, and you gain 2 life. You're drawing 2 cards at the beginning of your upkeep. You drew another card at the beginning of your upkeep for the regular draw step. That's 3 cards total, right? So now You remove 3 cards from an opponent's library. Okay? Then you get to play those cards as they were in your hand. And this doesn't end. This only ends when this enchantment leaves the battlefield. So not only are you exiling a player's top cards, it's face down, so it's not visible. Only you can see it. Only you can see the cards that you can possibly play. And you're in Jeskai colors. So that's 3 colors that give you 3 options to play. Somebody's running Boros, you cover. Is it covered? What? Azorius covered. And don't forget, your mana rocks can tap for any color if you put it in there like that. You're able to cast so many more cards, open up more possibilities for yourself, and limiting your opponent's cards. Because cards that are face down, they don't know what cards are missing unless they look through their deck. And they can't do that unless they search through their library. Just saying. Just saying. This is a very nasty card. Okay, this card is definitely in your bulk bin. I've seen this card in the bulk bin so much, it might as well be free at this point. But it does have a home. Arbiter of Knollridge. 7 CMC total, 6 colors, a white giant wizard, vigilance 5/5. It has this awesome ability. When it enters the battlefield, each player's life total becomes the highest life total among all players. This card is a great reset the game. Yeah, I know you probably didn't like that. Somebody's not gonna like that. But if you are down and almost out because your opponents decided to go after you, drop that into the battlefield. Whoop! Everybody back at 40 life, and somebody's got the highest life total. You're back in the game. Or if you want to be friendly and save somebody else, I don't know the situation that the game's gonna be in. This card is just a random. Put it into play. Everybody's life total's high, and we could be starting the game over, or one person could be starting the game over, or somebody's life gain has gotten so out of reach, everybody's life gain's out of reach. But you're probably in control of the game so much with Zedruu that you're drawing cards. Other opponents are having your permanents that are just hindering them. You're in control. That's the beauty of this card. Actually, the commander with this card. Thank you for watching Breaking Brews. This is the second installment of Zedruu the Greathearted. Let me know in the comment section if you did like it or you didn't like it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because I got more brewing ideas for commanders that you guys want to check out. Peace out, y'all. I'll be back.